has been constant for the past decades. But at the same time, there's kind of a gap between those movements, this spirit of resistance and people fighting in social movements, and the existing as this institution, as if the state, the power, the question of power, who holds the power, whether in the factory, whether in the workplace, and at the top of the society, is disconnected from the social movement. And there can be mass movement and fight and resistance, but at the same time, it's like the state is left, and it's also feels this sense of alienation, because the state is left to keep doing the things that they are doing. And I think that our task is not only nowadays just to be part of the movement and build the movement, but also build the consciousness that we can't avoid the power, we can't avoid the state power and the economic power to confront them directly. And there needs to be this understanding that the system and the institution needs to be confronted and changed, and because no matter, as we said, no matter how far we go in the movement and every right we win, it will always be under attack as long as the system is still this top-down system. Just to finish, because with this recall from history, because tomorrow is the anniversary of La Commune in the French history. It's a great moment of working class struggle. It's from this time that Marx just developed a new idea about what is communism, because of what happened in La Commune. And it started like an anti-war movement, because France was at war against Germany, and people in Paris didn't want the whippings to be moved to go and do the war, and they began to just do barricades against those war movements. And it ended up like people just controlling the whole city, and the government was away in Versailles, and they just ran what was basically the first working class, commune and the first working class state. And it was a great moment, and it still inspires movement nowadays. But the one thing they forgot is that the power that was away was still aware of them and was ready, and they were repressed, and it has been a terrible blow for the working class movement in France for decades after that, because they forgot that the power didn't forget them. So we got, at the same time, what history reminds us is that what progress can be made in time of movement, in time of social movements, but also that there needs to be an understanding of how the way the system works, and the way that we need to get organized to face the state and to confront it and to basically smash it if we want to build another society and if we want to have true democracy.
Well, thanks. Obviously, there's a high degree of agreement, I think, in the discussion. There's one point I want to just perhaps clarify what I said earlier in relation to what Tansy said. If I said that the trade union movement is the main weapon for democracy, I meant to say the labour movement, which I think is a slightly broader and more politically defined concept. But I certainly do, and I'm sure Tansy and everyone agrees with this. If we say democracy is a class concept, then the class that fights for democracy has to be identified, and of course that is rooted above all in the trade union and the labour movement, while it does have to, as we did do in Stop the War, unite vast numbers of people around it if we are to be successful from different classes and different parts of society. Because there's a high degree of unity in the discussion, I'll take this opportunity not to reply to any other points, but to start just talk a little bit about what, if we are defending democracy, what it actually means in terms of our demands. Because John and Richard, I think, who said, really, in the end we are fighting for socialism, are absolutely right. But as in Stop the War, I think the whole leadership of Stop the War would have agreed with the proposition that to stop war, ultimately you need to defeat and end imperialism. However, we built a movement that included people that don't necessarily